للرجال نصيب مما ترك الوالدان والأقربون وللنساء نصيب مما ترك الوالدان والأقربون مما قل منه أو كثر نصيبا مفروضا.
In this lesson, we will study the members who get 2/3 of the inheritance. 2/3 meaning the wealth will be divided into 3 parts. 1, 2, 3. And these members will take 2/3 of the inheritance. And they are: number 1, daughters; number 2, granddaughters; number 3, full sisters; and number 4, paternal sisters. These were the members who used to get half when they were just a single person. And now the only difference is we have 2 or more. Daughters will get 2/3 of the inheritance with 2 conditions. Number 1, more than 1 daughter alive. And number 2, they have no male descendant. The deceased person had no male descendant, meaning the daughters have no male siblings. So it's just 2 daughters or more. 2 daughters or more. And likewise, granddaughters, the son's descendant, they'll get 2/3 of the inheritance with 3 conditions. Condition number 1, they had no higher descendant, like daughter. There's no daughter or a son alive for them to inherit 2/3. Number 2, more than one granddaughter of the male descendant, meaning the son's daughter. And she has no male siblings. There's no grandson, there's no grandsons or grandson. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, فَإِن كُنَّ نِسَاءً فَوْقَ اثْنَتَانِ فَلَهُنَّ الثُّلُثَ مَا تَرَكَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, if they are females more than 2, they get 2/3 of the share. And then he mentioned وَإِن كَانَتْ وَاحِدَةً فَلَهَا النِّصْفُ. He mentions the rule that we have studied before. If it's just one daughter, she would get half of the wealth. If it's just one daughter, she would get half of the wealth. And if there are 2 or more, they get 2/3 of the inheritance. Likewise, full sister gets 2/3 of the inheritance with 4 conditions. The deceased person had no descendants, no daughters or sons. And also, number two, the deceased person had no father or grandfather alive at the time when he was dying. And number 3, there are more than one full sister alive. Number 4, no male full siblings to the deceased, so they have no full brother alive. Paternal sister gets 2/3 of the inheritance with 5 conditions. The deceased person had no descendant, no sons, no son, no daughters, no grandson, no granddaughters. That's number 1. Number 2, the deceased person had no father or grandfather alive at the time of death. Number 3, more than one paternal sister alive. And number 4, she has no male sibling, no paternal brother. And number 5, the deceased person had no female full siblings or full brother, no female full siblings or full brother as well. So no أخ شقيق or no أخت شقيقة. When these boxes are ticked, they get 2/3 of the inheritance. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in Surah An-Nisa, chapter number 4, ayah 176. Ayah 176, he says, فَإِن كَانَتْ اثْنَتَانِ فَلَهُمَا الثُّلُثَانِ مِمَّا تَرَكَ. فَإِن كَانَتْ اثْنَتَانِ, and if there are two sisters, whether it's paternal, whether they are full sisters or paternal sisters, if they are two, they get 2/3 of the inheritance. 2/3 of the inheritance. Example of cases. We have in case number 1, 4 daughters and a paternal brother. The 4 daughters get 2/3 of the inheritance, and the paternal gets the remaining. فَإِن كُنَّ نِسَاءً, now they are girls here only, so 2/3. The أصل المسألة total share is going to be 3. 2/3 of 3 is 2, and the remaining is 1. Here we have 2 great granddaughters and 2 full brothers. The granddaughters are going to get 2/3 of the inheritance, and the brother is going to get the remaining. Total share of the case is going to be 3. 2/3 of 3 is 2, and the remaining is 1. Here we have 6 full sisters and a full brother of the emancipator. The sisters are going to get 2/3 of the share, and the full brother of the emancipator is going to get the remaining. So the masala is going to be out of 3, 2/3, and he's going to get the remaining. Case number 4. We have a grandson and 2 full sisters. In this occasion, the grandson has blocked the sisters out of the inheritance. So he is going to inherit. So the paternal sisters here are mahjubin. They don't get any share in this occasion, because the condition was there will be no descendant of the deceased person. But the deceased person has left behind grandson. He left behind grandson. So the grandson blocks the sisters totally. The end.